Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'll ramble on why Sableye is one of the best Pokemon within the franchise. So sit back and relax and enjoy the rest of this video. First things first, let's talk about its amazing design. It just radiates gremlin energy, lads. A small creature with claws to dig up gems as it lives in dark caves. It has a red gem in the center of its torso as well as gems for eyes that shine within the darkness. It has a dark purple body color, and if you didn't know, purple is generally associated with royalty, luxury, nobility, power, and ambition. True king stuff. Or queen, since, it has a 50% chance of being male or female. Its jagged teeth are not just for chomping down rocks, but also eating away those old carbink for dinner. To think these rocky lads had no natural predators for hundreds of millions of years must have been really peaceful. Until this cheeky little goblin comes out of the ground and just announces, "I am here." Of course, Sableye is not the only Pokemon to eat carbink, as Skybite also competes for the meal as well. Isn't that fun? The characteristics of this beautiful creature is just eerie to see as it twitches and grins if it's having the time of its life. It may be creepy for many people, but it's also just a little guy. It is known as the Darkness Pokemon. Kinda edgy, but it kinda fits as it's a dual type of being ghost and dark, which is splendid indeed. One of the Pokédex entries from Ruby states, Sableye lead quiet lives deep inside caverns. They are feared. However, because these Pokemon are thought to steal the spirits of people when their eyes burn with a sinister glow in the darkness. When it Mega Evolves with the use of Sableye, the Pokédex entry for Ultra Sun states it's bathed in the energy of Mega Evolution. The gemstone on its chest expands, rips through its skin, and falls out. Yikes, that sounds very painful to me, lads, not gonna lie. As you can tell, the Pokemon does not change all that much, because you know why? Because you cannot change what's already perfect. It still maintains the gremlin vibe, but has a giant gemstone also. The gem serves as a protective shield, perfect for great defense, as Sableye is one of the best Pokemon within that tier. Unfortunately, one of the bigger downsides is its speed stat. Poor lad. The origin of Sableye's inspiration is interesting. It is said to be based on the Hopkinsville Goblin, a creature from an alleged alien encounter in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. The mysterious creatures were described as roughly child-sized, with huge heads and powerful clawed arms on relatively stunted bodies, fan-like ears and massive, brightly shining round eyes. Bullets fired at the creatures were said to bounce off their gleaming metallic skin, and their claws slice easily through the home's metal roofing. They held their arms up when they walked, as though wading through water. They constantly sway their hips in silent rhythm. Creepy description, am I right? It also may be why Sableye twitches and sways every now and then. But hey, it's a cool background of how Sableye may have came to be, and I have to thank the Hopkinsville aliens for that. If you didn't guess already, Sableye is my favorite Pokemon of all time, which is probably why I made a video about it. I even created my YouTube persona based on Mega Sableye after all. This Pokemon was introduced back in Generation 3 and has appeared all the way to Generation 9 of the modern day. With it being around a lot, Sableye was also in several spin-off games like Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. And when you look at her animation, you can see the little grin as it comes back for more after being hit. It just gives the little guy so much personality. It also appears in Pokemon Unite. Sableye has a nice drip in that game, but it's also one of the most unbalanced Pokemon in that game as well. Sableye, in my opinion, is what a Pokemon should be, or at least what a Pokemon should feel like. It's also very easy to draw, as it has a simple yet cool design overall. So yeah, that is my video about Sableye. A peak Pokemon that's good all around in my opinion. So have a good night, and I'll see you next video, lads.